Welcome back to Mock the Mock, where we take a mock draft and I mock it, giving my perspective, intake, analysis on each and every pick. Today we're looking at Charlie Campbell from Walter Football because their drafts are always fun to look at. But we love the draft on this channel and you're getting more draft content. It's coming. I'm working on finalizing my preseason rankings, position rankings for the NFL draft. That's why I'm not streaming this week. But I'm hoping to get those out to you soon. We already got the quarterback class out there. But just trying to give you as many guys to keep an eye on as the season fast approaches. And I'm finishing up the deep dives as well. So a lot going on the channel. A lot of fun to be had. But what's crack-a-lackin'? It's your boy Bro Schmo, just in case you did not know. So go ahead, become a bro, and subscribe, leave that thumbs up if you appreciate the content. And as always, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's have that nice, intimate football discourse. I don't know why I do that with it. It's kind of funky, but yeah. And actually, if you're interested, I'm currently writing for Blue Chip Scouting. I'm doing Pac-12 prospects on there. So if you're looking for guys, dude, they got a pretty big database and pretty good player profiles on some of these guys. So yeah, if you're looking for Pac-12 mainly, go check out some of my write-ups there. So let's go ahead and dive into this sucker. Think they're using current Vegas betting odds. So again, if you're mad about the order, then don't be. It's Vegas. So Spencer Radler going to the Texans. I think we're all kind of unanimous in this decision of, yeah, Spencer Radler's probably the top prospect. I think Sam Howell's a lot closer than at least what I initially thought going into my final rankings, but it'll be interesting. I don't think it's necessarily just a two quarterback race. There's always going to be that wild card, maybe that guy that comes out of nowhere, kind of like how Zach Wilson and Joe Burrow did the previous two seasons. So I look forward to that. Sean Watson, he's returned to camp and he still wants to leave. Just saying. Let's go ahead to the Eagles now. The Eagles are now next on the betting odds. That's interesting. But Matt Corral. If you know me, Matt Corral, he's got the arm talent, man. He's got the arm talent. It's just he needs to do, he could have ugly games. They can't be that ugly. He literally had 10 interceptions between the LSU and Arkansas game. That ain't good. He needs better decision making, but I think he has what it takes to be a first round prospect. So, I mean, these are early projections for the most part for a lot of us. So I'm not going to harp on it too much. I don't have that confidence to put Matt Corral in the first round, though. But he sure can end up being there after a very strong season. Allegedly. We got the Detroit Lions to Justin Ross. What are these picks, yo? So, I don't know. Justin Ross, he really needs to do something special to be the third overall pick. That's wild. He's coming off a serious injury. We're going to see how he plays this year. But even before that, he was mainly kind of just a vertical threat. He was more of I'm going to catch it on these fools and make a very nice highlight reel, essentially. It's not like he got good separation downfield. His drop rate, just because he had to deal with so many contested catches, I think his drop rate was 15%. So, he's going to need, step up and play as well, I think, to even be in the first round conversation. But at 3 overall, that's wild. And Detroit, how do you not go with Thibodeau or Steedley? That's just wild. That's bonkers. This is why I come to Walter Football, man. They got some fun drafts. Let's take a moment to talk about today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Fantasy is the easiest and the best place to go play fantasy football for big cash prizes. Ooh, and let me tell you, Underdog, they got you covered. All you have to do is draft. No need to worry about injuries, waivers, or lineups. Underdog, they got you covered. So go online or use the app, which is pretty slick, and just draft a season-long best ball team, and they take care of the rest. No in-season management required. And they're willing to give you $25 when you sign up, so you can take a shot in their $1 million fantasy football tournament, or you can play in some other best ball leagues, or even make prop bets. Now you get that free $25 on Underdog when you use the promo code BROSCHMO. It's free to sign up, so use promo code BROSCHMO. Bam, you get your $25 once you make your first deposit. So drop $1 in there, bam, You got $26. You big spender, y'all baller. But go ahead, support Underdog. It helps me out. It's always much appreciated, much obliged. And if you're looking for more fantasy content from me, check me out on TikTok at Broshmo. The link's in the description below. They got some fun mocks. On to the next. Adam Anderson going to the Jets. Adam Anderson, for all intents and purposes, if they grab him, he's going to function like, I guess, how D Ford functioned in San Fran's defense. I think he can put on some weight because he's currently around like 230. He needs to put on like a good 20 pounds, but he can. He's got the body that he should grow into that. He's still relatively young. He's got an impressive get off, but wow, man, they're really taking some risks here. They're really, I don't mind this. They're slapping their junk on the tail, being like, wow, what a mock so far. What a mock. Still Stanley Thibodeau. That's wild. Those guys have yet to go. Aiden Hutchinson over Thibodeau, going to the Falcons. I like Hutchinson. He's got a skill set that will translate to the NFL. Though his type of skill set, though, typically is not highly draftable. Like it's just not highly sought out in the draft. Typically, it's a day 2 type of skill set. At 5, what is this draft, yo? This is wild. Oh, the Falcons. So why not Stanley or Thibodeau? This makes no sense to me because, like I like Hutchinson, but he doesn't have the upside of Thibodeau by any means. And like Hutchinson, he would really kind of function in their defense. Because are they running 3-4 now? I can't remember. I can't remember since my last video because they got Pease in there, and he most of the time ran 3-4. What with Baltimore and Tennessee and such, right? I don't know. I'm flabbergasted. I mean, he'd be a good scheme fit, I suppose. Dude, what are these mocks, dude? What are these mocks? I like Winfrey here. Not here, but I like Winfrey. But I think for a lot of the reasons that Christian Barmore didn't go in the first round, because a lot of guys didn't think he could stay on the field on rundowns. Is that how do I refer it? Because they take him off field. He was really a passing down only type of player on the defensive interior. He needs to show that he can be 3 downs, or at least get the opportunity. It's just we haven't seen it. But dude's got excellent explosiveness. But dude, at 6 overall, jeez, dude, that's wild. Still Thibodeau, Stanley, like you can't think those guys are bad. Putting these guys in front of him, that's wild. But also on Barmore, apparently a lot of people didn't like some of his attitude towards coaches during the process. So there's that out there. This one's interesting. Carolina Panthers go Trevor Penning at Iowa State. I will say this, having yet to actually sit down and look at Penning, but from an analytical standpoint, his win rate and pressures allowed, sacks allowed, way better than Spencer Brown, right? It was Spencer Brown. Yeah, Spencer Brown. The guy that played right tackle opposite of him. Obviously, they didn't play in 2020. Well, I mean, Penning did play in the spring season. Brown did not. But for him to be the top tackle off the board, man, that's wild. That's wild. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to check him out, which actually I'm going to have to. I think at the end of the week, I'm checking out tackles, so all right, let's take a look. Derek Stanley finally off the board. Finally. Yeah, Cincinnati totally makes sense. I didn't even really mention, but yeah, Carolina, they do need a left tackle. Because it sounds like Christensen is being looked more at as a guard. But Stanley, I like this. They don't have a cornerback 1. I mean, they got Waynes, they have Awuzie, but those are more number 2 type of guys. Yeah, they need a true number 1. The Broncos going Malik Willis. I'm cool with that. I'm totally for that. Yeah, I'm not a big Drew Lock fan. If you're not new to the channel, you obviously know I'm not a big Drew Lock fan. So I think this is stellar. I think Willis has these elite tools. It's just he's very unrefined, at least in his lower body mechanics, and at times his ball placement's a bit sporadic. The Chargers, they get Kayvon Thibodeau. It's ludicrous that he goes at 10. The dude's a top 5 prospect. Unless something bad happens to him, I can't even imagine him going this late. The 2021 season has to be not kind to him if he's going 10th overall. That's just wild. But you can never say never in the draft. Chargers get a steal here. Pittsburgh Steelers go with Evan Neal. They list him as a guard. That's important to take note of. Let's read what they have to say. Neal was blah, 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 blah. Neal was enough quickness and athleticism to play tackle, but his problems with speed rushers could make him a right tackle. Okay, so they still see him as a tackle. They're just listing him as a guard. Interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like Sam Howell's still on the board. Yo, give me Sam Howell for Pittsburgh. Give me a guy that could really throw the ball downfield. I mean, that's when Big Ben was at his best, when they were like, yo, sling it downfield, Big Ben. And he was like, all right. So, yeah, I would have taken Howell. Maybe they're not high on Howell. And then Kyle Hamilton. For me, this feels like about the right range of maybe where he might actually go, just because how safety is a devalued position in the draft. But the dude's got the skill set to be a top 10 prospect. Guy's very good. Very, very good. Doesn't surprise me the Patriots would take someone of his caliber. Very interesting safety room they would bring in there. But if he's the best player on your board, you'd take him, boo-boo. So, yeah, I'm cool with that. Let's keep going. Ali Gaye is a name I have talked about I think it was Sports Illustrated's mock. A guy that, man, he put up a very impressive production his first year in the SEC. He was a JUCO transfer. The dude does have a good skill set. So if he could rinse and repeat, we could be talking about him as a day one. It's just a very stuffed edge class, man. Like everyone is looking to like, oh, this receiver class. It's not like the receiving class the last 2 years, but the edge class is kind of like that receiving class and how much talent is in it. So watch out for it. The Dallas Cowboys, they get a tight end. Doesn't make sense. Jalen Wademeyer. I like Wademeyer. I think a lot of people don't like people that I don't see him as first rounder. I don't think he has like explosiveness and whatnot, but what he does, he's very physical, whether it's at the catch point or if he's picking up yards after the catch. He's very physical in that regard. He's a pretty good blocker. He's kind of a dog. He can refine some bits and pieces of that, but he will hold up in run defense. I like that. But yeah, no, Dallas Cowboys, no. Why would they do that? Their defense is in need. Washington football team, they go Daniel Falele. This is a total projection. Listen, I love Daniel Falele. Dude's like 400 pounds, right? Apparently he's coming in now at 379. He's still a bit of a mountain, but he's in 2019. He surprisingly held up very well as a pass protector. I believe he was playing left tackle that year too, but it'll be interesting to see how he looks when he comes back. This is a total projection because this guy is extremely raw in terms of his technique, how he uses his hands. He wasn't a guy that really laid definite blows. He was just kind of lock you up and just hold you there. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Washington, I don't really think they need a tackle though. I mean, yeah, I really don't think they do, or at least right now. I feel like you'd probably Sam Howell's still on the board. What's going on? Get De'Ami Young, his quarterback. Las Vegas Raiders, they go Brandon Smith. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I have yet to check out Brandon Smith. I'm going over linebackers, I think tonight, actually. That's what I'm going, because I just finished tight end. So I'm going to go over linebackers. So I'm going to add him to the list. Very interesting. So I can't really say much about it. It's linebacker. It feels like a Raiders pick. Yeah. So this is 16. So we got to go to their next. Gonna get all these ads, dude. Water football, man, they got so many ads. I get it, man. You gotta pay them bills. I understand. Let's try to close these. All right. Chris Olave going to the Cardinals. They need a burner. I like this. This is a guy that can win downfield. Rondale Moore, man, he's more of an after the catch type of guy. Like his average depth of target was at the line of scrimmage or behind it. So they need a guy that actually can separate. He's a fantastic route runner. Who would have thought? Ohio State, they got some polished route runners. I like it. Going to who's next? Detroit. So this must be, who did Detroit trade with? Should be obvious. The Rams. This is the Rams pick. And Jermaine Johnson. Wow, dude. So I haven't actually checked out Jermaine Johnson. And I've already gone through my edge rushers. I got like 30 guys on my edge rusher rankings currently. And it surprises me. I guess it shouldn't surprise me. Like, Florida State did a lot of my favorite prospects last year real dirty. Tamari Terry, to be fair, he shot himself in the foot. But Marvin Wilson, Corey Durden, there were a few guys that were able to escape. Well, it was really just Asante Samuel Jr. It was really to escape and not be too punished by it. But yeah, dude, it led to Corey Durden transferring, which probably was a great idea, dude. North Carolina State's going to be great for him. But yeah, I can't tell you much about him, so be interested. They gave him a high projection on their preseason list. See, I know that Water Football, they go with what they hear from like NFL scouts, who's on their preseason watch list. So I guess Miami Dolphins, they get Drake Jackson. Finally a guy that I have in the first round. I like Drake Jackson, dude. His high side, like his high end play, if he could just be way more consistent, I want to see less of those do nothing reps from him. And then, yeah, dude, I'm really high on Drake Jackson. It's just we gotta see it more often with him. And then the New York Giants, they don't tell you if this pick is from like the Bears or not, but they go Rasheed Walker. I know a lot of people are really high on Rasheed Walker. I'm not one of those guys. He just doesn't show up against top competition. I'm not completely sold that he's actually going to be a tackle in the next in the league. So, nice, I guess. Pert, move inside the guard. Dude, no. Why would they move Pert inside the guard, dude? That guy, I don't think he could hold up at guard. You would put, if anything, Walker at guard. I'm glad I read that. Roger McCreary going to the Philadelphia Eagles. I like McCreary a lot, dude. He's got some big play potential. The dude, he plays a variety of different coverages. Like this is a really good corner class too. There's a lot of like quality day 1 and day 2 prospects in this corner class, and I think McCreary's definitely one of them. Surprising not to see like Kyer Elam not off the board yet. I've seen a lot of people are either real high or real low on him. And then, oh wow, I've yet to finish my safeties rankings. RJ Roderick was not a guy I had on my list, which he might be now. So I couldn't really tell you much about him. Let's see. Oh, first off, this isn't good news in here. NFL scouts have been impressed with the Gamecocks' strong safety. He's mainly been a box guy. Box guys don't go in the first round, or at least not box only. Probably my favorite box only safety in this class is Brisker. Is it Jaquan Brisker from Penn State? I like him a lot, though. I do think you could do him and play him as a split high. Like, he's not gonna be like a cover 3 guy. You don't want him just kind of freelance in the middle, but giving him like split coverage would be nice. Very similar to what they do with guys like John Johnson and Adrian Amos. But yeah, I couldn't tell you anything about Mr. Roderick here. So add him to the list, man. I'll check him out. And then the Penn State, one of the Penn State duo. We got Tariq Castro Fields. I've watched a little bit of him, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'm not too impressed yet. But I haven't had a committed sit down to look at him. Or is it Jeff Porter or Joey Porter? I can't. It's probably Jeff Porter, something like that. The other corner there at Penn State. So I do need to go take a more thorough look at it. So I'll give them benefit of the doubt, man. Maybe he is that guy. But Vikings getting a corner. Jeff Gladney, yeah, he's got some issues. So yeah, I don't mind that. I like Trent McDuffie a lot. Going to the Colts here, but we know this is probably going to be the Eagles' pick because Carson Wentz is going to almost start every game for the Colts unless injury. There's no way they keep this first round pick. But Trent McDuffie would actually be pretty good because I think he's run a lot of different zone coverages there at Washington. And that would really fit what the Colts like to do, man. They run a lot of different coverages. If you check out my Colts deep dive, honestly, looking at their defense was one of the most fun, like just their defensive philosophies and just what they normally like to scheme up down to down. Like it was a really fun deep dive. Probably one of the most fun ones I've done. So I think he's a good fit for the Colts. It's just a shame they're not going to pick in the first round. And then, oh my gosh, dude, another guy I've yet to look at. Alante Taylor out of Tennessee. I'm not going to lie to y'all, man. I'm not a big fan of Tennessee prospects this time around this year. Usually they always got like a receiver I like because I liked Josh Palmer. I liked Jawan Jennings the year before. But, I mean, they've had guys leaving. Eric Gray and Ty Chandler all left town. They brought in Virginia Tech's old quarterback. I guess add this guy to the list. I've yet to check him out, but it's not like they were terribly good. I mean, I guess they had Bryce Thompson last year, but I can't remember if he got drafted or not. He was really a slot-only prospect. So, Baltimore grabbing a corner. Sure. And Drake London. I love Drake London. Like, I want to put him among, like, he's probably my favorite receiver in this class. Because I think he's got a lot of potential. A lot of people worry about his speed, though. He's been said to have 4.4 speed. Even if he has 4.5 speed, I'm excited. I'm happy. I mean, I'm scared it might be 4.6 speed. That's kind of what it feels like on the field, just because he doesn't get a lot of separation. He does rely a lot on physicality in his game, but he's got a huge catch radius. The dude is great after contact, man. He gets yards. He is a true playmaker, and as they say here, difference maker. Let's keep this going. Oh wow, I didn't even notice he has yet to come off the board. DeMarvin Leal at A&M. Dude, this would be a steal for the Browns. This guy is a top 5 prospect. You're going to get my defensive tackle or interior rankings this week. Best believe he's number 1. Like, there is a lot to like and a lot to love about DeMarvin here as a prospect. He is fabulous. Probably one of the best interior prospects I've seen in the last few seasons. I would even put him above like guys like Quinnen Williams, who, granted, Williams had a little less tape than Leal, and it was really just a banger year he had. But man, dude, DeMarvin's real good, man. Abraham Lucas going to the Titans. This definitely, you might be getting Andre Dillard vibes. I think Lucas is more of a safe option. Injury really hasn't been a thing with him, but he feels more like I don't know. I feel better about him in day 2, you know. It's kind of iffy here, you know. He's been very good. He's probably going to be one of the tackles that have the most true pass sets. He's quality. He's good. Don't know if he's first rounder though, man. It's interesting. He's like fringe, honestly. Like, you look at his size, he's real imposing, but when you get to that like 6'6", 6'7", you kind of get scared those guys are going to get out leveraged. And there has been some of that in his tape over the last 2 seasons. All right, Sevyn Banks, of course, he had to make it here. He had to get on the list. Listen, I get why people like him as a first-round prospect. His tape is not that of a first-round prospect. I don't know why. Like, I can't invest in him that way. Like, the dude went out there, and I'm sorry, but when Shaun Wade looks like a much better corner than you, I don't know what to tell you. Hopefully he has a better year this year. It's just, dude, I bring this up every time. The last time we saw him, he got smoked by Alabama. He was targeted 11 times, 11 receptions for like over 130 yards, 2 touchdowns to Devontae Smith, and then another one to Najee Harris. You let the running back score on you. I hope you feel good. But I'm hoping that he's got all the upside. He's got the length, the speed, the size. Like, he has it. He just needs to prove it now. Kansas City Chiefs go with Amari Barno, another guy I'm not going to lie to you, I have yet to check out, man. Apparently he has some serious speed, and look at this. And NFL Advanced Scouts were impressed with his tape. All right, so another guy apparently scouts are raving about. I guess I have to put him on the list. I guess I have to go back and look at a couple of edge talents now. But yeah, with Frank Clark and all that's going down with him, they should probably look for because I know Spag, he likes those big athletic edge rushers. That's why they're supposedly kicking Chris Jones out to the outside. I'm trying to think of a guy in this class who might have. There's a few guys that could offer that. I'm trying to think off the top of my head because there's a lot of guys with size in here. I mean, you could say Zach Harrison right off the bat. I think Zach Harrison would be a really good fit here at Ohio State. Drake Jackson, he's off the board. Man, I'm having a hard time thinking. I think if Majay Sanders out of Cincinnati, the dude needs to put on, I think a little more like weight. Like it's weird. He weighs out like pretty hefty, not like hefty. He's like what 267 or something, but he just doesn't look it. I think it's just because his frame's so long. But I think I'd be willing to go with him here. Yeah, honestly, does not look the size of a Spag pass rusher. Hey, Kyer Elam, man, he's finally off the board for the Bills. What a hell of a pick. A good job, Bills. Not much to talk about here. Final pick, Jahan Dotson. Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's a first rounder. No Garrett Wilson. That's surprising in this mock. Or Treylon Burks. But Dotson, dude's like, he's quick, he's fast, but man, that size, like you look at 175, it's like, oh, well, who cares about size in the stinking draft, right? Like who cares, or in the NFL? I mean, we just saw guys like Devontae Smith. Granted, the dude had a banger year. You saw what made him a top 15 prospect. But like even going to like Tutu Atwell going to the second round, weighing at less than 150 during his combine medical checkup. So like it's not too far out of the wheelhouse for this to happen. I just don't think it will. I feel better about him being like a late date, like a third, fourth round guy. You can prove me wrong though. I definitely think this guy's got some real ball skills. Like I do think he's a bit better of a prospect than KJ Hamler in some regards. So it'll be interesting. But that's it for the video. Go ahead, do that YouTube thing. Let me know what you thought about this mock draft in the comment section below. And as always, until next time, you be easy, my friends. Later.